back into my channel. And before I watch this video, I want to share something with you guys that actually so many people asked me to watch this video. But I'm so sorry, I have to refuse all of the requests back then because I haven't read a Fate Strange Fate novel. And 2 days ago, I started to read the novel and now I'm so into it. I think the storyline is so interesting to read and I think the characters are so cool too. So after I reach a certain point in the novel, so finally I decide to watch this video because I already understand about what's going on and about some of the characters in the story. So now I'm going to watch a video called Fate Strange Fate, a servant that surpasses Gilgamesh. So let's check it out.
What's up everyone? This is K Collections, and in this video I'll break down the powers and noble phantasms of True Archer from Fate Strange Fate. There will be some mild spoilers, nothing too big in terms of story though. For those who don't know what this is, basically Fate Strange Fate is another storyline within the franchise. Long story short, you have humans being stupid, they cheated the system of the Holy Grail War, summoning more than the traditional 7 servants in each class. It's kind of like Fate Apocrypha, where you have 2 servants within the same class. In this case, it's known as true and false servants, with the exception of Saber, who happens to be a pretty badass character. But, unlike Apocrypha, there are no factions, so it's basically a free-for-all battle, but you can make alliances or just kill everyone you see. It's a lot more complex, but I won't waste time talking about the story. Oh yeah, these 2 are in it, and when they fight against each other, holy crap, it's awesome. So, Gilgamesh is known as False Archer. I'm going to break down the
I remember this
potentially,
fight scene in the
keyword
story.
potentially surpass
I think it's
him.
so cool.
Right, so I know there are a lot of fans out there. Merlanda, I'm looking at you. Please don't freak out on me. If you didn't know,
And
True
they were
Archer
going
is
all
this guy,
out back then.
only a lot less scary. Let's start with his class. Obviously, he's an archer, but of course you have masters being dicks. This guy decided to corrupt good Herc and make him evil, so now he's also an Avenger. Here are his parameters. Herc actually surpasses Gil in strength and agility. They have the same ranking in endurance and mana. Gil, being awesome, has higher luck and noble phantasm. Damn you, Aya. Breaking down his abilities, I have to first mention that this Herc no longer has God Hand due to losing his divinity thanks to his master corrupting him. So, no 12 lives, but that doesn't mean he's weaker. Instead, True Archer can now use more powerful noble phantasms, known as King's Order, 12 Glories. So, King's Order are 12 noble phantasms, 1 for each labor, as proof of his accomplishments. So far, only 4 has been revealed. The first labor, Pelt of the Divine Beast, was the skin of the Nemean lion, which was then created as a cloth that he would wear over his face. This noble phantasm is with weapons made by humans.
And he always covered his face with that
If
garment.
you remember, Berserker Herc was unaffected by B rank or lower weapons. Gilgamesh even said that only the finest of weapons can kill him. But True Archer cannot be harmed by any weapons made by human, regardless of power or quality. This nullifies almost all weapons within the
And
gates
that's
of
why
Babylon.
Gate of Babylon didn't
Not
work
even
against
Gil's
him.
omnidirectional attack can work. Only weapons not made from humans can damage him. Herc even said that Gil had to use Aya just to stand a chance against him. Of course, Gil being Gil, he doesn't use it. Karna's Vasavi Shakti can also be effective as well, as it is a spear given to him by the thunder god Indra. So the 2nd through 5th labor was never shown, but his 6th noble phantasm, called the Stymphalian Birds, allows him to summon several gigantic birds to battle. If you play JRPG games, you know how awesome summons are. Skipping to his 9th noble phantasm, the War God's Military Sash. This allows True Archer to use divine energy to strengthen his attacks, making them a lot more powerful. Think of this as an insane power-up. However, he hasn't truly used this noble phantasm to its max potential. Unlike a Super Saiyan, Herc only applies the power-up to his weapons, not his body, which he can, but he won't. His 12th and final labor allows him to summon Cerberus. How freaking awesome is that? Just like the birds, it can attack enemies. However, the beast is nerfed a bit due to unknown reasons. Nonetheless, the guy could summon monsters. As I mentioned before, only these 4 noble phantasms have been revealed. The other 8 I assume is just as powerful. But that's not all. He still has more noble phantasms unrelated to the 12 labors. Before I talk about that, I'm sure some of you were wondering if the Chains of Heaven can defeat Herc. In this case, no. As you recall, I mentioned that this version is corrupted, therefore losing all divinity. The chain can still work as a weapon, but it will not bind him.
Maybe he's gonna be the strongest servant in Fate's Strange Fate.
He also has battle continuation, which allows him to fight even when receiving mortal wounds. On top of that, he can shoot arrows 20 kilometers away at the speed of sound. It's even possible for him to shoot weapons away from the gates of Babylon. One of True Archer's strongest noble phantasm would be his 9 lives shooting the 100 heads attack. This attack is universal to all his different classes, but being an archer, he can use it to its true potential. The attack was used to instantly kill all 100 heads of the Hydra. Each class has its own version of attack. For example, his Saber and Berserker performs up to 100 fast slashing attacks that are almost simultaneous, kind of like Kojuro's Swallow Reversal attack. As an archer, he can shoot consecutive laser-like arrows that acts like a homing missile. Because Herc is also an Avenger-class servant, the final noble phantasm that has been revealed is known as Reincarnation Pandora, Usurper of the Celestial Wind. This allows him to steal other servants' noble phantasms. The extent of what he can take is still unknown. However, spoilers! When he fought Jack the Ripper, not the lolly one, a different one, Herc was able to steal Jack's noble phantasm, known as From Hell, which transforms himself into a demon. And Herc just stole it, transforming himself into a demon as well. At the end of the day, is he stronger than Gilgamesh? Possibly. So far, Gil can use Aya, but remember, there are still 8 more noble phantasms that hasn't been revealed for True Archer. And a bit of spoilers. When they fought against each other, Herc actually called Gilgamesh weak.
Yeah, that happened.
Special thanks to all my...
Okay guys, so that's the end of this video, which is Fate's Strange Fate, a servant that surpasses Gilgamesh. And to think that in Unlimited Blade Works, Heracles got Ilya to protect, but this time Gil got a lolly to protect. But I think the storyline is truly awesome, and I remember that when Heracles was shooting an arrow 20 kilometers away from Crystal Hill Hotel, and that arrow managed to crack some of Gil's armor. And then when Gilgamesh was confronting Heracles in North Snowfield, this Heracles keeps provoking him and tried to make him angry. He even called Gil weak and challenged him to use Ea. And I really thought that Gil was gonna be very pissed off and he will go on rampage. But turns out he didn't, and he finds this servant is a very interesting opponent. And he feels curious about this guy. And that was crazy when Gil was using hundreds of Gate of Babylon to shoot Heracles, and that Gate of Babylon are moving like tornadoes. And can you imagine that Gil was using hundreds of noble phantasm like a machine gun to kill Heracles? But it didn't work at all, and Heracles still provoking him to use Ea. But Gil still refused to use Ea, and he chose to use Merodach to fight against Heracles. Even Enkidu in the forest feels so worried about Gil. And I really didn't have any idea about what will be happening to both servants, but I think Heracles is a very tough opponent. And if the True Rider didn't interrupt that fight, I really don't know what will be happening to our beloved AUO. And I think Gil was very pissed off because this is the second time that his fight being interrupted by someone. But I also think that maybe this is one of the plot armor for Gil because the author want to keep him alive for the future chapter in the storyline. But I'm truly amazed with the storyline of Fate's Strange Fate because it has cool characters, and also I found that some of the characters in the other Fate series are being mentioned too in this novel. And no wonder that this novel is so popular and so many people really want an anime adaptation for this novel, including me. And after watching this video, I'm amazed that actually Heracles still got some of noble phantasm that he hasn't used in the novel. I'm just thinking maybe some of the master or servants need to work together in order to take down Heracles. So thanks for everybody who asked me to watch this video. It's a very informative and great video about Hercules' power in Fate's Strange Fate. And also I really hope that someday we can get an anime adaptation for this title because the storyline was so awesome. And thank you guys for watching our video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See you again on my next video and take care.